George,
Yes.
George, tell me about this idea of yours. How did it even start, and how long have you been doing this?
Okay, thank you. I started making briquettes back in 2014 after graduating from Kenyatta University. It was quite a challenge to get a job. I was studying Bachelor of Arts Economics major.
It has nothing to do with this?
It has nothing to do with
this.
All
right, tell me
this
about
was
it.
basically pure out of passion. So I'm located in Narok County where a larger percentage of charcoal comes from. Actually in Kenya, more than 700 tons of charcoal are being used every day.
Yeah.
So you find almost 50% comes from Narok region. So I was empowered to give the community an alternative source of energy, which is clean, carbon-free, and burns more than 200 minutes per kilo. Yeah.
All right. And so from the time that you actually, how did you even test the product in the first place?
Initially, I started with a manual machine. It was quite a challenge, but NetFund came in. They helped us to test the product, to patent the product, to improve from where I was until now.
Okay. And, you know, you have been helping support young people who are coming up with these creative green ideas. But how is that going so far? How many ideas have you received? I'm told you're now even doing awards for them. But does it seem like something the young people in Kenya are interested in today?
Yeah, I can say that the uptake is really positive and encouraging. Comparing the last cycle award to this currently running cycle, we have over 100% increase in entries because looking at this cycle, we had over 9,000 entries to the award. Our target was 2,000, but you can see the exponential explosion in this. And we had a significant amount of innovations from SMEs, basically in Kenya run by young people and individuals, of whom I can say majority of them are young individuals.
All right.
Yes, and also talking of young, we also have the women groups, basically young women from arid and semi-arid lands and communities, basically affected by impacts of climate change.
So which are some of the most creative ideas that you have had coming out of this?
Basically, I can say that from the thematic areas, we've had very good innovations in the fields of agribusiness, where we have technologies that are a mix of ICT and land management technologies.
Yeah.
An example is an innovator that has come up with a probe that is actually able to automatically measure the constituents of soil. So instead of taking your soil to the lab, the conventional way, you just have the services of the innovator.
Yeah.
And by just having the probes on the soil, you actually have your potassium levels, you have your sodium levels, and everything checked out, and remedial measures.
All right. George, just help us understand how exactly do these briquettes work. Feel free to take one of them and just tell us more about it. What can they be used for, and how many of these do I actually need for whatever use it is that they actually meet?
Okay, so basically briquettes are made from 100% waste. We recycle waste materials to make briquettes. So the end product from that waste, the product itself is smokeless. It's very clean.
Yeah.
You only need a kilo of it to burn for more than 3 hours.
A kilo?
A single jiko. Compared to normal charcoal that only burns for 45 minutes, then you have to top up.
Okay. Yeah. So how much is this?
For a kilo,
in terms of weight,
in terms of weight, a kilo we sell at 20 shillings, which is affordable to every Kenyan because we are targeting the low-income earners who are the majority of the people using charcoal.
Okay, so anybody who wants to use them can actually use them at whatever cost. So a kilo is 20 shillings.
20 shillings.
How beneficial is it to you in terms of returns? Because, when we're looking at 20 shillings and compared to the price of maybe normal charcoal somewhere in the market, it will probably seem like this is much cheaper. But how do you get the returns on it?
Okay, the profit margin of a briquette is 40% profit margin initially. So when NetFund came in with the new equipment and the support that I'm having, I started making from 10 tons only in a month. That was the maximum. Now we are able to make 60 tons comfortably.
Those are
with a
good
40%
margins.
profit margin.
All right, so what does the future look like for you?
The future, we are targeting to end charcoal in Kenya. That's our dream, to ensure that we produce more for every Kenyan who uses charcoal, to stop using charcoal and start using briquettes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now going forward, I'm told you're actually having these awards. Is there a theme for this year? What exactly are you focusing on? How many entries have you had so far, and when is this going to be happening?
Okay. Yeah, our theme for this year is turning green to gold.
Yeah.
So we're basically saying that from your green innovations or eco innovations, you can actually make money and improve not just your livelihood, but the livelihood of the communities around you. And like I said before, we got a total of over 9,000 entries in different thematic areas from different categories of entrants. Basically categories of SMEs, schools, CSOs, women groups, very broad categories. And our main event basically will be on 19th of this month, where we'll be celebrating these innovations in an awards gala. So this is basically, the purpose of this is to create a culture of, to create a culture of self-sustainability in environmental management.
All right.
And basically, we're trying to pass out the message that innovations in environment can also improve your livelihood, or they can also be income generating. Like you can see our case of George Mochu.
Of George Mochu,
Yes.
all right. Well, thank you so much both for joining us. Talk to us about green innovations. And in case you actually want to have one of these, you might want to contact us, either George, Crispin, or myself, so you can be able to also benefit, or at least be a consumer of green innovative ideas. Let's now take a look at how the markets have performed today, at least as of 2 p.m. this afternoon. That is at the Nairobi